Cheers, I do buckaroos. I think I am not a beer whisperer. Who else would I be, man? So I've got one here from Melvin Brewing. This is new to my neck of the woods. Let's see if I can grab that can without knocking stuff down. Anyway, Melvin IPA. They just put a brew pub, I guess, in Eureka, Missouri, which is just shy of St. Louis. So I'm guessing it's probably about 3 hours from my neck of the woods. So I'd like to get out there. But anyway, again, this is new to my neck of the woods. They're out of Wyoming, of all places. There's been a lot of buzz on this brewery for quite some time. This IPA was about, I think it was $11 a six pack I paid, but it is 7.5%. Their double was 9.9. It was 17 for a 4 pack. A little bit on the pricey side, but I guess not completely out of line. But it's getting close, man. 7.5%. So it's a big one. A big deep golden, almost has that look, feel an aroma of that of a West Coast or a San Diego style IPA. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love that color. I love that deep golden. I just love that. More so than the hazy. I'm just not. I don't hate the style, and there's been a handful that I've liked, but I don't know. I'm just not as in love with it as some folks. You know, if I want something that tastes exactly like orange juice, I'm going to drink orange juice. I appreciate a beer that knows it's a beer. So the nose, again, it's really highlighted by tropical fruit, a lot like that San Diego or West Coast style, which has now become the West. Because originally West Coast was a whole other thing. Almost has that like a candied pineapple kind of sweetness on the nose. You ever that dried sugar pineapple is kind of what I'm getting at here. 7.5%. Yeah, you can't tell. I mean, it's not hot, it's not boozy, but yeah, I mean, they're letting you know you're drinking a beer. They're not hiding it completely. No, they're not. Feel like you get a little stone fruit in the middle. I'm gonna say apricot more than peach, nectarine, or plum. A nice, crisp, clean, slightly bitter finish. Not bitter as an off-putting, but yeah, a little bit of bitterness there to kind of clean it up because there is a bit of sweetness there early on. Citrus, yeah, you're gonna find some citrus. I personally get tangerine zest more than anything else, but hey, what you get is what you get. I apologize, my nose is itching like a mother humper now that we got a spring day out there. Everything that bugs me is out again. Anyway, it's brutal. I'm having some sinus issues like nobody's business. I got a nose. It's a bitch having a nose this big that doesn't work. Kind of that Mulvihill nose. We're all cursed with it. Mine's about half the size of what my dad's was, and it's pretty damn big. Anyway, I digress. I'm a classic oversharer. One of many reasons I don't like to refer to myself as a beer reviewer because I don't think what I do is a beer review. I'm talking about the beer. I'm going to give you some tasting notes as I see them, but I'm not reviewing it because I think the word reviewer is actually beer reviewers are actually beer critics. They're just like a movie critic. They're there to tell you what's wrong with it, and that's not what I'm here to do. I'm going to tell you what's good about it. I mean, quite frankly, a beer has to be truly god awful for me to go, oh my god, never buy this again. But will I buy this again? There's a lot of beers that I've liked that I don't want repurchased for a lot of reasons. Whoa, oh shit, went haywire. My foot twitched, hit the perch, and if you couldn't tell before, I'm not really in this beautiful Irish pub behind me. It's my backdrop. But wasn't trying to fool you, but damn, I wasn't planning on doing that either. Sometimes my Tourette's gets the best of me. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, Melvin Brewing. I kind of am a fan. I had the last night. I had their double, which is absolutely gorgeous, man. And this thing I really like too. I just love that color. It is reminiscent of some of those early San Diego style IPAs that I had a few years back. Well, I guess more than a few now. Once I start doing the math in my head, man. Uh, uh, it's funny, a lot of those brands were big for a little bit of time, but so many breweries have come to my neck of the woods now. I remember when we first got beers like Firestone Walker and Green Flash. I mean, they were just everywhere. And now I don't even know if we carry Green Flash anymore anywhere. Now that I think about it, I'm not even sure if they're in my local store because you've got to make room for whatever the new brewery is. It's sorry about that. I'm going to publish it. I don't hide nothing and I don't take a second take. Yeah, I already told you I wasn't doing this, but I've got a kind of a precarious setup, but I thought it was going to hold for me anyway. Let's hope it holds. As I was almost done anyway, man. Anyway, I digress. I'm not about being perfect. I'm about being honest. I think that's what makes me different than most so-called beer guys out there. But there's a handful that I really like, though, to be honest with you. If you ever watched the EBBB, Erie Better Beer Bureau, those guys are pretty awesome. Jeff Lyons is one of my favorites. Because Jeff is kind of that old school style, right? Jeff's got that great golden radio voice, and he's kind of a just the facts man, kind of kind of beer guy. And when I started doing this, I don't know, about a decade ago now, I wanted to go the opposite direction of what I saw everybody else. Some of the early guys were doing beer reviews with no personality whatsoever, and we were all supposed to accept it. Um, that's just the way beer guys were, and I just disagreed with that wholeheartedly. That and the fact that a lot of these guys weren't talking about beer per style. They were taking all beer. They were comparing pilsners to double IPAs, and it just didn't make any sense to me. If you're going to talk about beer, you have to talk about style, and not doing that seems asinine to me. Again, Erie Better Beer Bureau. If you want a lot of personality, and if you want just the honest truth, Jeff Lyons is one of the best, if not the best. I kind of got lost in myself there for a second. I just really enjoy this particular beer. I like what this thing is doing. It does kind of remind me a lot of the West Coast that I had about, you know, half a dozen years ago that are no longer available because everything has to be fruit juicy these days. It certainly does have a lot of fruity qualities, but there's other things going on. And it does have that feel that you're actually drinking a beer and not something that's supposed to taste like something else. So there you go. Melvin, I'm a fan. I love the double. I like this one. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist. Hey, man. Hey, we're in this pub, right? I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, per beer wisdom, and all around good guy. Cheers, y'all. Mm, damn, that's good.